the other day that I
All right,
that
cool. Now we're recording
fumbled.
and this is June 1st, 2023. And yeah, Hema, kick us off.
Oh,
What do you
okay.
got?
Thanks, Rachel. So basically something I tried to do the other day, I'll show you, is send an email, and I kind of wanted to go out sort of instantly to the members of the course. I wasn't exactly sure how to do that because I saw that you had to kind of pick a future date and time and then like let it unfold. So the other thing is I didn't know how to edit the magic link that they get. So it was fine. It was the first time I'm doing it, but they all got like a broken link, even though I was trying to send them to a specific page in the course.
Okay. Okay.
So I'll open up my manager and kind of show you what I did, I guess. And then maybe we can, like, I don't know if I just missed something simple here. So let me share my screen. And I think it's in the secret sauce under experiences, right? Yes.
Yes, the email will be set up there first. And to answer your first question, you can send an email instantly. There is a way to just do it instantly. But the way that you'll do that is by creating the email first, making sure you've already written it, it's here. And then you're going to send that out of the students section.
Oh,
so there's a little bit of a different way to broadcast an email out immediately.
Okay.
So great. So you're here in the student section and you've got your email written. And what you would do first is, if it's not going to everybody, you would want to select the students that it's going to. So you could filter by course. Or
how do I select here? Do I do that first, or is it, I mean, add action first?
The ad would be if you were going to add a new student. What you want to do is if you're selecting everybody, you can just click the little circle right there.
Gotcha.
And then you see an option pops up that says select all 141.
Oh, okay.
Click that. There we go.
Okay. That's if I want to select everyone. What if I just want to test this out and send it to like 2 people, like me and my team member?
Then you'll
it's just these 2 first members.
Yeah. So you'll unselect all and just click right there.
Oh, it's like it's there, but you don't see the empty circle.
It's there, but you don't see the empty circles. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful.
So you want to test it out with you guys and I'll show you how to do it.
Exactly. So if I wanted to do that now, I mean, I'll just tell her, hey, a test is coming. But from here, where would I go to then send the email?
So now you'll go up to batch select on the top.
Send
email.
Okay.
Hit apply.
Oh, sure.
And
and then I just have the one course.
Your students will need to be already. Just a heads up, if your students weren't a member of the course, then you would get a message saying that, but both of you are members of that course. So then you can just click student welcome email or whichever email you want to do.
Oh, so you're saying the email, if I wanted to send something now and I was doing this live, I would have had to load it up in the experience engine part.
Exactly.
And then it will become available to send here.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. All right, cool. Well, because in that case, I didn't have, something go, but now I know where I can go for this. Great. Okay, cool. So that helps me understand an easy way to kind of just email them instantly about, changes and stuff, because you may have caught my product, my services are about stock market, investing, education, and all that. So there's like obviously some timely things that happen.
There's timely things. Yeah.
Yeah. And
that would be time sensitive. Yeah.
Yes. They're used to me. They appreciate if I'm putting a report in, even if I tell them this report goes out every Tuesday by 11 Eastern, if I write it at 4 Eastern, they want it then. They don't want to have to wait until some automated message, right, would tell them your material is ready.
Totally.
So that's why I want to be able to do this. Okay, very cool. And then if I go back to courses, if we can look at the email I sent and figure out what got wrong with my magic link, because I want to kind of test that version again. Go to experience engine here. Okay. Well, there's 2 here because I couldn't get my time zones right. And I was like, okay, I'm sending an email and it should go out at 4:30 Pacific, which is in 15 minutes. But then I realized I messed up. It was, that was not going to work. Like I didn't realize about the instant ability in the student section. So I was fumbling here. But my question is more about the actual email that I sent, and it's not the welcome email that I wanted to do here. There's something else that I did. So just give me 1 second. Okay. This is the one where I did test and sent this out. And I guess something here went awry because it did not give them their working magic link with the code, I guess, for the training I wanted them to be able to click right to.
Yeah. So all that's happened here is when you use the training magic link, like you did, you selected the token, which is right for the training magic link. But there's another step here, which is you need to add in the actual URL of the training.
Okay. That's what I figured. It was like going fast and trying stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is just, I don't know if I can replicate or I'll just go and get it with you and then bring us back. Okay. So what I've done here is I am experimenting with basically making each report, like, because this is research about the markets, a training, because then I can also give them points for doing things like read it and,
Cool.
go apply it to your stock chart and all these cool things. So this is the actual training. So would I just preview it to get the slug?
Go ahead and edit it.
Oh, edit. Okay.
Yeah. And just grab the training URL right there.
Right here. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I've got that. And then I can go back to the, I'm just going to duplicate just so if I need to jump back there, I can. But I'm going to come back to the engine and go back to this email that I sent. And so then, yeah, I've got this on my cursor, like there. So where do I put it exactly? Is it right here?
No, you don't want to replace the word slug. You want to put your cursor right after the equals sign.
That makes sense.
There it is.
Okay. So this should do it.
So that'll do it. And if you want to send that to yourself and test it, you can.
Okay. So I just sent a test email. So that means it'll come to my main XP account that I've signed up with.
Yes.
Okay. So let me just see here. Here we go. This is it. Okay. So I see the test went through, but the test doesn't let me.
Training magic link. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably because it's a test email. Do you have a test student?
Yes, I'm a test student, so I can do it too.
Actually, yeah, you don't need to change anything with that, but just like we just did with sending a manual email immediately, you can make sure you know the title of this email.
I see.
In this experience. And then if you hop back to your students section,
then I should be able to test it by sending to myself.
Exactly.
Okay. So I'm going to keep all these things open separately so that I can remember if I need to hop back. All right. So students is here, my course contents here, and my experience engine parts open here. Okay. So this is me, test student. Batch select, send, email, apply, course, and then this was the email. Okay. So now this will go through.
Now that should go through.
Just to me. Okay.
Let's check that out.
All right. So let me go and open one of my 85 different Gmail addresses. I just feel like anyone who runs an online business, you have so many addresses. So you like test with this one and
I have lots
this one for this purpose.
No.
Okay. So here it is. This is the test that came through. Yay. That is the slug that I feel like I recognize because
do it. Yep.
Yeah. Or I should say not the slug, the magic link, because the magic is, I'm assuming, in the letters and stuff before .Xperiencify.
Right.
That's what's making it like you click this, you're in, and don't give it to anybody because if they click it, they'll be in too.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then the part at the end is saying exactly
right
where you want to go.
Oh, this is so cool. Yes. This is what I want. Because it saves me the trouble of having to write a report, put it in a portal, and then I would manually transpose in Kartra. Like I don't know. I mean, it's a whole thing, but that's why I'm here. I'm not going to complain about the past. I'm just excited for the future. Wonderful. Yay. Okay, great. And I did tell them when I sent this the first time, I was like, this is the first email I'm sending. There's probably gonna be something broken. I just wanted to kind of.
People get it. People get it. It happens. Yeah.
Exactly. I just wanted to kind of like get my feet wet and stuff. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now I don't think anyone else has joined yet. So am I good for next question?
You bet. Yeah.
All right, great. Okay, thanks. I'll keep you busy, Rachel. Don't worry. All right. So another thing I was wondering is, because I went to my slug page, I think it's kicked me out, or this, student page. So I got to hop back in, which is fine. I think I have to turn off my little auto login. Let me just, because I have Xperiencify as a customer of other people's courses.
Right.
I have as a test student to my own. And then of course I have the account that I build from. So I need to take all of those out of my auto login because I think it's getting confused on which one to go in with.
Yeah. It
But
can be
anyway,
helpful. You may want to consider just using a different browser as a standard, like one browser you use to work in admin. And
that's possible. Yeah.
Might be a time saver or a simplifier as far as not getting the cookies
Kicked out. Yeah.
stuff.
That's a good point. Or all I do is I go back to my day 1 out of 30 email that you guys sent from when I sent up that has my magic link. I'm just like, okay, I know it'll work from there. Okay.
Yeah,
So here's here's the next thing I wanted to ask. So, using the example of that's my time break to take a break from the screen. So I'm just going to go off camera, but I'm still here. I'm just like keeping my eyes closed for a second. When we look at course content and we have, so using that same report I did as an example, I'm going to be making one of these a week. And so when there are actions, I don't want to have to keep retyping the actions because I have already edited these to be specific to what I want. Is there a way that we can have like a bank of actions, or is it easier for me to just replicate this report when I want to update it for next week? Replicate this training page.
Right. Thinking about that. Yeah, I'm thinking.
I mean, duplicate is an option.
Right. I would go ahead and just duplicate the training.
Okay.
And then
I'm going to just prep this as a draft. So let's just say I plan to do this traveling. So I'm probably going to do this on like Saturday or something. And I don't want this to be live yet. So I'm just going to go to, it's already draft by default, which is great. Okay. And I'm just kind of lining this up because I just want to see if those pieces come through. But this is, right? I can make the URL whatever I want for the, I can edit this, right? Okay. And then if I keep this ready, and I know that I'll just put must edit for June 2nd or whatever that, why am I saying Saturday is June 2nd? Oh boy, Saturday's June 3rd. Okay. If I do that and I hit save here, because this also helps me too, because then I have these standard, naming and headings and things I use, and I can just update the text inside. All right. I'll have to update the image. I don't put media with this. Release timing. If I switch from here to here and then save, it'll be available in the portal, right?
If you put it to immediately, then yeah, the training would be available.
Right. It would be available, right? Okay. All right, I'll leave that alone. Okay, and then it's mimicking my, yes, perfect, because I don't want to have to keep retyping these, and it's literally going to be the same things probably over and over and over. So perfect. Okay, so I can just keep that as a draft. I could even make one and just call it template and then just keep duplicating the template, right? As long as the template's in a draft form.
That should work. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. All right, still me. So I was like, wow, this is like a Christmas gift. I did not expect to be able to get so much help in office hours. All right, so here's something else I'm doing that I had a session with Marina where I explained to her like my entire vision for my course portal, and she really helped me in that one-on-one session, like bring it to life. I had a few last minute things to do after that. One thing I told her about how I'm having this product element that is a living glossary. That's how I want to explain it to my traders. Like, look, there's going to be all these terms that people use in trading, and one of the slowest parts of learning to trade or invest is understanding the lingo, right? And you guys follow me in my work, so you want my definitions. So for now, just to give them something to get started, I just put in you can see, right? A, B, C, D, E, right? And I also know, because of this awesome feature, which I set up, that this is all searchable. So if I type, like I know the word cluster is in here somewhere, then it takes a second, but it's going to show them the definition, which is pretty darn cool. My question to you, Rachel, is for something like this, where it's going to potentially be hundreds of pieces of data, hundreds of words or something, is there another way that you would recommend that I set this up so that it can be a little bit more interactive? Because this is still like a static thing. You come, you read it, but I'm not, giving them points for anything.
What are giving them points for anything? What are you wanting to give them points for?
Oh, okay. So if there's a term in here, so how this will work, let's say I wrote this report, well, whatever. Let's just say I was that stock report that I was talking about. If there's a terminology in there that they want to look up, if they take the action of coming and looking in the glossary for it, currently, there's no way for me to know they did that, and they don't get a reward for doing that. Unless I make it, an action on the report page, like
exactly,
jot down any terms, go look up in the glossary and then claim your point.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
That's what you would do. Okay. Because you can see if I make each of these a training, unless it's actually like a lesson on that thing, this is going to be massive and it's going to be like almost too much.
Yeah. That doesn't sound like the most helpful way to get them the information. I mean, who's going to remember it? It sounds like the way you're thinking about it, with having them go to a specific thing and look it up as they need it, is something they're going to remember a lot better than
true
assignment of reading 100 definitions.
Right. Because they'll have the context of it as well. So for example,
Yes.
I could go to this action and I can add, I'm piling on the actions. I'm just like, because they love it. They're,
That's cool.
they're engaging. It's not surprisingly.
Awesome.
So if we make this, what I could do is even make an essay response where I'm like, what words were in this report that you looked up in the glossary?
Yeah. Or put it in your own words. Maybe you don't want it in their own words if they're learning your definition. I don't know.
Oh, but yeah, no, I just want them to be able to, like, I think this might be a cool thing to try, would be, I'll just call it something fun, like learn the lingo. Yeah. And then I would say, if there were any terms in this report that you looked up, sorry, I can't type, in the, I'll just fix this later, but in the glossary to learn for the first time or remind yourself, please enter those here. Because I'll be able to see if they answer a question essay style, I'll be able to see their answers, correct?
Correct. That will show up in their student section. I'm sorry, in their activity log. Now, here's another way you could frame this if this was still good. Let's see, essay response. If there were any terms, I wonder what would it be like if it was reversed and it was something like the action was, I've got the lingo now, or something like that. I now understand, or I've looked up any and all terms that I needed to learn, and now I get what they mean. Do you see where I'm coming from? I'm kind of just making it as the outcome that they understand everything, rather than if there were any.
No, I love that. And it's like almost like we can confirm that they did.
Exactly.
And that would then just be a simple checkbox.
Yeah,
I'm not asking them for the words.
Let's see. Or could be an essay. I've looked up any terms I didn't understand, and
here they are.
What do you want them to do? Do you want them to make a note in the essay response? Do you want them to just write down what the definition was? What would be the purpose of
the purpose of the essay response? Would be tell me the word that they didn't know that they looked up.
Okay.
That's
okay.
all.
Cool. Yeah. So I've looked at
word or
all
phrase,
any
and there might be
terms,
more than one for some people, you know?
and I've jotted down the terms I just learned, something like that. I've written down the new terms that I now understand, something like that. How does that feel?
Yeah, I was thinking through, yeah, let me go back on camera. Oh, she can't see me in my thinking face. I'm thinking what you said, I think is good. I think it's too big as one action. I almost think like, I'm not trying to be stingy with points. I want them to really ingest the report, not just to go use it to make a trade, but to learn from it. That's the secret sauce I provide, right? I give people the fish while they are learning how to fish. That's like all in my marketing and everything. And this is a tool that finally lets me do that. So in the heat of the moment, if you will, like if I just wrote a report on like, I don't know, Tesla, I'm just picking something and saying, Tesla's ready to buy or sell right now, and this is why, it will be very easy for me to come back in and say, even multiple choice, okay, which of the following terms in this report, well, no, multiple choice for that, that's too much extra work for me. I'm trying to make something repeatable each week, but that still gives them the unique learning experience on each week's report, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we're almost there. So I think it's something like, okay, learn the lingo, essay response.
Here's the terms I now understand, or something like that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, all these other actions so far they're very used to directives, like go do this.
Okay.
So I think if I put it in first person for them, unless I do that in other places, it'll throw them off. So I'm just being very like army style, like this is what you're doing, and then you're done, it tells me, right? So jot down any terms that were in this report that you looked up in the glossary. Like it's pretty straightforward. They're very, I think that's part of it. And I just want them to type the words in, and then, oh, I got it. Okay. We're breaking down to 2 steps. Jot down any terms that were in this report that you needed to refresh on. And then I'll make a separate action to actually go do it, look in the glossary. You see? Oops. Okay. So now we duplicate this. And why can't I duplicate? Sometimes it goes, there we go. And I'll rename this, I don't know, take notes or whatever. Take vocab notes. I'll figure that out later. But do you see what I'm doing? I'm making like super simple, like first you have to identify what you don't know. That's one step. And then I can make final action, learn the lingo, or look it up. I'll just very direct. Look it up in the glossary. Look up the terms you just noted in the trifecta Peter talk glossary. And this one will just be a quick, simple checkbox. Done it. Yeah, I think now I've made it like more simple with your help, but taking the idea that you said, which is just don't make a whole separate training for each word unless it truly is a full lesson, right? Keep that as one static resource, but get the movement from the follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Sweet. Okay. So I mean, whenever I'm doing like 2 of these reports a week, and so they'll, I have time to kind of figure what that out is, but wonderful. All right. That was a big thing. I was like, I don't know if this is the best setup, but I do not want to make a training for every word. Not now.
No, that sounds
That's a lot of work. Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, cool. Nobody else has come in. Okay, I'll just see. I may not need this whole time, but I'm just thinking. So let me just stop sharing for 1 second. Again, thank you so much. This is so helpful to just
absolutely
not fumble around. I mean, I did look on my own, but then once I get stuck, I'm like, okay, just ask for help if it's there. Okay, access granting. Some of this is in my brainstorming of what. Oh, okay. So student rescue campaigns, I had a question about. So I saw you have sort of default settings for those. And one of them was like, if a person hasn't logged in a week, right? But I just launched this course on Monday. And this is like very timely stock trading material and stuff. So you would think that like, if they didn't log in within a few days, it's like, what's going on, right? So can I set a rescue plan up that's faster than a week, or is that like a default setting?
Currently, no. And let me tell you the history of it. We originally created this with an option of days, and there was something happening where people weren't quite getting how it worked and were making it fire too often, and students were getting potentially bombarded with emails, which obviously has the completely wrong effect. So to keep that from happening, we set a minimum of 1 week, which for a majority of courses is going to be a good
Fine. Yeah.
benchline. And
Okay.
it doesn't cover all courses, and you're not the first person to ask to move it down to days.
Okay.
It may be something we can revisit and look at re-adding that in. It's just kind of a matter of how much we have going at one time, and
Oh, sure.
at any given time, the team has a lot of features on their plate. So it's in the what you're asking is in the works, and it is there as something
Okay.
we know people want. So
Okay. No problem. And totally, I get it. I mean, we all, it's, you know, your users of XP who are building courses are all people who have the same exact issue, right? We have multiple things we work on. We can't necessarily like feed into every request on the time the students want it. We prioritize. And so for me, I just wanted to know if I was doing something wrong. I was like, all I see is 1 week. So that clears that up.
Yeah.
But now that you've taught me about messaging from the students area, can I sort by people who haven't had activity and manually message them?
There is an activity period filter. So if you go to your students section,
Yep.
you can sort by.
So this is just last activity, and Monday would be make sense because all these people got the, you know, thing on Monday. But so sorry, go ahead. You were telling me how to sort.
And one thing to be aware of is that last activity, I believe it is activity would include things like getting an email or checking off actions, but logging in and not doing anything does not show up on the activity radar. So I just want to put that point in, that if they watch something but they don't check an action,
right?
But
if they don't get points, to me that's pretty clear.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to your question, let's see. So we've got the activity period, filter activity by activity period. If you go down to the lower left-hand corner.
Oh, here.
Activity period.
Okay.
And then let's see how this would work for you. So
I started, you know, adding people in on Monday, the 30th.
Okay.
And I basically want to kind of check on the people who just have no points, no nothing.
Okay, let me think about that, because we might need like a reverse filter for that, because I believe that if you select an activity period, it's going to pull up who's had activity in that period.
What if it's a point range, right? Because then I could just be like anybody who has less than 1 point.
0 to 5. Yeah. 0 to 1. Yeah. Let's try that. See what that
0 to 1 should get me all the zeros. Because there are people who have 5 points because maybe they just did the basics like on the homepage. I don't know. It's worth checking out. Okay, so this is for today. We want more time. So what I want to do is go here through today. So Monday through Thursday, minimum 0 points, maximum 1 point. Let's try that, right? Oh, it's still only giving me a handful of people. Let me try 2. Oh, okay. Let me try 5, like you said. Interesting. But
Okay.
it's still not telling me if they act, oh, if they register for office hours, then obviously they logged in at least. It's not a huge deal because I can also, I don't know. I don't want to like just leave. I don't want to assume that the reason they haven't logged in is because they're busy. It could
Of
be because
course.
they're not used to getting Xperiencify email and it went to their spam. And
Of
even though I
course.
emailed them from my usual Kartra platform and told them this and told them go dig in your spam, I don't
Yeah,
know if they
of
are.
course, it's still gonna, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
yeah, what do you think about selecting just the people who have like 0 points or
yeah.
however you want to?
Yeah, I think that might be the easiest because if they have 0 points, then they literally they probably just didn't even log in. So if this is one page of those people, but I know there's more, how can I select these? Because there's multiple pages, but it's not like I can change the number of entries right now on the page. At least I don't know how to.
I'm sorry, what are you trying to do right now?
Oh, sorry. So if I select these guys here, oh, okay.
So right now you're
select.
back on the whole list of students, just as a heads up. You're not on the filtered list. Are you aware
I know
of
that.
Okay. Okay.
So if I have sorted by XPs and I'm starting with the lowest, then I know that these 10 people are among the people. I'm not counting. I'm just assuming it's 10, whatever, 15, whatever. These people are among the ones I want to email, but they're not the only ones. I want to email the people on page 2 who have 0 points and page 3 who have 0 points. Do you see? How do I select more people than what the current view is showing?
So what happened with the, just go to XP range, go back to filter XP range and do 0 to 1 points.
Okay. Oh, perfect. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, great. So now if I do this, I can select all 59. I can go have a preset message that I put my rescue message or whatever, and just message them.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, and I can unclick the 3 people that have 1 point if I just really want to only nag the people who have 0. Okay, great. So this is good for me as like a workaround, unless and until you guys change the rescue window.
Cool.
Because I'm in a beta test anyway. Right now, whoever bought this product, like I close the doors. Like I can't deal with, because I'm manually moving them from Kartra. I'm still learning XP,
Yeah.
So we made it very exclusive. So it's like, I don't know, 140 something people who bought and are in, and they know I'm testing this out. I'm convinced of XP. That's why I took the lifetime. I'm just like, I went in because I know it'll be valuable. But this product is even named beta. So they'll understand if I'm reaching out and being like, hey, I need you to log in and look around so I know if things are working.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about, but as long as I send them a manual message through here, I don't have to risk like the rescue filter over emailing them, like the thing you were having issues with before.
Right. Right.
Okay.
You're in charge. Just send it once, send it
once, and they'll be set. Okay. Sweet. Okay, great. Then this helps me with the rescue campaigns question I have. Like these are some lingering ones from my time with Marina. Okay, my account access. Okay, searching is live. Oh, I guess I also wanted to ask you about the forum. The student, forum option.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting, and it's fine that like XP, I'm sure has maybe a forum, but you guys have a Facebook group for XP users because that is maybe where we all are, like marketers are, right? But my traders, I don't know, they seem very averse to Facebook, but it does have like the best groups option. And sorry, I don't think you can hear it. There's like gardeners outside. It's really loud for me. So if I'm like yelling, it's
no, I can't hear it at all.
Okay, my mic is pretty good about not picking that up. Anyway, I made this group here. I think I made a group. And I guess I'm just wondering, what's your guys' experience? Like, is this a good place for people to be able to just talk to other students, share ideas, ask questions? I'm assuming that's what it's designed for.
That's what's for it. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. So if I wanted to get my current students in a course into a forum, what do I do? Is that like an access thing I do from students?
Okay, so if you want to get them into the forum, there are different ways you can direct them there.
Okay.
One thing that you may want to do is on the actual course, on their actual homepage,
Yes.
you can set up a navigation tab.
Okay.
If we go and we would do
So
this.
just on the main homepage?
Well, you'd want it on every page, but it's really up to you.
Oh, I
But
see.
But
Okay. I'll just start with home.
yeah.
So you're saying add in at the top. I know how to do this. Add in here, right? Or sorry, here.
There would be a
To access
tab
the
that you can call whatever you like, community, visit the,
It's members group. Yeah, I'm
Members.
calling it like a private members group. So
Right.
let me just add a link. Private members group. Oh, I'm going to write coming soon because I don't want them to think like I'm working on this now. And then they go clicking on things, you know?
Or we
Links
can
to
just delete the tab
destination.
after you're done playing with it right now and they won't see
Oh,
it.
we can. Okay, that's another
Or we
option.
can
I
hide
assume
it.
I'll just go link to forum.
Yep.
Okay. Show to everyone. Yep. Okay.
Or if you want to hide it for the moment, that gets, but just have to.
Oh, wonderful.
FYI,
So I
you
can just do
always-
people with tag
Yep.
and then just like leave a blank.
Well, you would, if you wanted, this is probably more than is necessary, but if you wanted it like visible for you and your assistant, you could
Yeah.
create a tag that the two of you have.
Oh, yeah.
And then only the
That's a
two
good
of you
idea.
see this tab and nobody
Yes,
else.
because otherwise all these other folks will jump on it and then I'll have to be like, it's not ready yet. You
Right.
know, it's like showing up early to the party. I'm not ready for you. So here, if I'm just
So,
playing around, I go add tag.
let's see, can we do it now without adding the tag first? I forget. Click apply. I don't remember if we still need to add the tag first. You might,
Oh, I have to make
you
it
could just
first.
create it in account first.
Okay.
Go to account on the
Oh,
left.
an account. Interesting. Okay. And this is where you make tags.
Go to tags.
Oh, okay. So, access
Secret
grant.
forum. What is
Yeah,
it?
I'm going to say access to forum or I'm calling it by the product name. So, okay, let's just do that. And I don't need a new category yet. I think this is fine. We just like hit enter. Oh, there we go. Okay. So if I go back to the page where I was making those edits and I don't know, I might have to refresh, right? Like I might have to start fresh.
Yeah.
Okay. So edit content coming soon. Link to forum, people with tag. Huh. Did I not save the tag yet?
Or there's a lot of tabs open. Something just may need to refresh. Go ahead and add the tag to the two of you. Let's do that. Go ahead and go.
Oh, that's why it didn't happen. I didn't even add the tag yet. Silly Hema. Okay. There we go. I'll add it to her or me, and then I'll add it to my team member. Now we're good. Okay. So I'll just close this one just so the system gets less confused. And I'll refresh here because I didn't really do anything new yet. And I'll come back to home and edit. And oh, wait, sorry, it wasn't home.
Different.
It's up here. Yep. There we go. I was just going really fast. Okay. Close, save, right?
Right.
Okay, wonderful. So now I could come in as incognito as a student if I wanted to see the student perspective of what happens.
Yeah, or you could, or open a different browser. Either
Yeah,
way.
I like doing incognito because then it doesn't mess with, that's a good point. A different browser is probably better.
Way works.
Edge. I'm in a Chrome now. Let's try Edge. I don't really use it for much else, but I guess I have Firefox somewhere. All right. So from an admin point of view, Rachel, can you tell me like how this works? Is this just very simple? I feel like I don't know what to do here. Like, I'm like, well, what do I do in the forum?
So as far as setting it up, so you've already got some spaces set up, so that's great. So the basic setup is that you create groups, and then within groups, you create spaces. And inside spaces are where people can post.
Okay.
You can also create a forum space that is specifically linked to a training. And what you can do is add a comment block beneath you would need to have comments going on underneath your trainings. And then you can set up a forum space that is directly connected to that training.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So do I need to go back to the training itself first, set up the comments, and then bring that all here?
I believe so. You might be able to set up the space first.
Okay.
Let's see.
So
if you create a new space, right?
Yeah. So I think this is what you mean by a space. Like now I'll just rename it, right?
Yeah, you'll go over on the left and you'll hover over the space and click edit. There we go. And see how you have the option to mirror course content.
Yes. Oh. One or more trainings. Okay. So just staying in the vein of that like one-stop report I did, for example, I could mirror that one training page.
Yeah, it'll mirror the comments from that one training page.
Oh, okay. And then to do that, I have to go pick the training that I just made that I want to use. I mean, so let's just do this as an example. Okay. And then I name it whatever I want.
Name it whatever you want. Yep.
Okay. And there's probably fun icons like a chart. Here we go.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. So apply changes. So this is where people can come and talk about this and reflect back to the training.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool,
that's
right?
awesome. That's so great.
Isn't that fun?
That's really, really great. Yeah, because I was sitting here all day, like they're waiting for their members group that I promised them, even though they know I'm in beta and I'm just building.
Yeah.
And they want Discord, and I don't use Discord, and I don't want a new thing to learn to use right now. I don't have the capacity for it. A lot of them are more older people, not so into Facebook, like for many reasons. So I don't want another Facebook group. I already have a user group that barely gets engagement. They just want a place to talk to each other and me about the analysis and their trades. So this can do it. Like we can try it, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah. Wow. And the fact that this is tied to the course, so I know other funny people won't end up in here. It's just, you know, people with the same service.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. Very cool. So
I noticed that Sue has joined us, so I want
please, yes.
check in with her and see if she has questions. And if not, we'll keep going.
No, I've got questions.
Hey
Thanks.
Sue, how's it going?
Good. I was on another training. I was on EPM. I just got out of my coaching session. So anyway, three things, but two of them are really related to what Hema was talking about. And then I'm going to go back and ask a question. I've got a coaching program that's for kids. I have to go through the parents. I'll get to that. So with the kids, where is the best place? I want them to send in their Q&A questions for me, and then I'm going to take them, make a recording, Loom recording, and put it back in. So we've got the community, we've got the forum, just where's the best place for the kids to get to that would be easy for them to send in the questions? Like their question, like they each get one question a week.
Mm-hmm.
Where could they post that so that I get them, or they could go to everybody, that type of thing?
Yeah, there's lots of options. You could do it as a question under a training. You could have a community space if you want people's questions to be visible to other people. If you want things to be super simple, you could always just say in an automated email that they receive, you could say, hit reply to this and send me your question.
Yeah, I don't want to get the kids involved in email because they're gonna have to use the parents' email to log in.
Okay.
So yeah, that won't work.
Well, there's lots of options where you could do it. It's really up to you.
So the community space, that's what I was thinking. The questions will come in, they'll be visible to everybody. If I do the question under the training, I'll just get it and it won't go to everybody, right?
Correct.
Okay, that'll say private. Okay. And then, okay, that sounds good. So let's say I do that.
Let me mention on that if a student answers a question, like an essay question under a training, it will go to that student's profile and you would need to go in and look it up.
Oh, but don't I get a notification?
No.
No. Okay. So I would have to go in and look at every student's profile to see if they've left like an essay question.
Yeah.
Oh, that could get complicated after beta.
Okay.
Right? I mean, yeah, I could end up with a lot of students, but let's hope.
Yeah, hopefully. I know we have more coming in the future in the way of exporting student data, analytics, reading the information that students have shared. I don't have details on whether that will include like being able to export, for example, essay responses. I know that's been a request that we've had, so it's possible that could be coming, but unfortunately, I can't make any promises about that.
Okay, well, then that might mean that the easiest one would be the community space and they just upload a question, but everybody will see them.
Yes, if you use a community space, then other people would be able to see them.
And the only way to make it private right now is I would have to go into everybody's profile. I don't think I want to do that, but anyway, I'll do that. So then when it comes to me doing a recording, like on Loom, answering them, putting it back in, do I want to then make that like bonus Q&A for that week back in the training, add it back in there like another module? Where would I then put my Q&As after they happen, after the fact?
So if these are Q&As that are like separate from the regular course content, it sounds like.
Yeah, they're once a week live calls. Everything else is,
you could do it as a bonus.
okay, replays. That could work. And then will they stack on top of it? So if I did, last week, this week, and all that, would the most recent ones kind of end up on top?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know you can drag and drop them to reorder them however you want. Okay.
But after you run a course for months, you could end up with a lot of these, right?
Good. Yeah.
Is there a way to stick them under each module? So like if my module's 4 weeks, then that I could just have the replays for those 4 weeks, right? And when I go to the next module, I have its own replay section.
You could put a replay under the regular training, right, under your regular module training course content. Absolutely.
Okay, that would probably be the best way to do it. Then that everybody would know those questions are about those modules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Excellent. Now I got confused again when on signups, and I think I just kind of mentioned this. The parent has to buy the course. Parent will have to put in their email address, or I might even say, I'd like to have their best email to contact them, but they might just want to throw out a Gmail for the course, because they're gonna have to give their kid's gonna have to log in, I think you said, with the parent email address, because I can only have one account.
So what's the question?
Well, these kids don't have their own emails, so they're going to have to log in using the parent's email address.
Or a magic link. You don't actually have to have you don't actually have to log in using an email. Once you have your magic link, you can just save that and use that to log in.
which they'll get, right? And then, 'cause what I've got is I've got a parent companion course that goes with the main course for the kids. And I think you said the parent buys the companion course, they get a gift of the child course. Can each of those have a magic link?
Yes, if there's 2 courses, then there will be a separate magic link for each course.
Oh, good. So the kids could just be using the magic link all the time.
Yeah,
Hopefully too, but then we won't get all mixed up with them having emails.
yeah, as long as they just save the magic link, they can just use that to get in. That's what it's
Oh,
designed for. It
excellent.
makes it super, super easy.
And then when you guys do, isn't that, did I recall that when people lose their magic links and all that, they can contact XP, or do I need to handle that?
You would handle that.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's really easy to go into their account and grab their magic link for them.
And send it back. Okay, so they would be in email contact with me.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think I need to know anything more about this parent-child scenario setup?
I need a
Like,
more specific.
well, I guess for one thing, when I'm going to be sending out a weekly thing saying, okay, I've dropped your next module, every Friday, it's in your thing, that email will go to the parent. Correct, since they bought the course?
The email will go to whoever bought the course.
Okay. And then is there any, okay, because that's the only conversation I saw that we can do within XP was we can automatically sign up, those little emails that'll go direct about like here, week 1 is dropped, week 2, here's week 2, here's week 3. In terms of communication, that's automatic communication.
Say the question again.
Yeah, that's my only access is going to be a parent email to tell them that I've dropped the new training in there for their course or their child's course.
So what's the question?
So, right, is that my only way to do it? So, because I can't really reach the kids, there's no way to reach the kids themselves. But to let them know, but inside a forum, I could tell them, remember, the new module has dropped today. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So like email the parent, and then if the kids are in the forum or community, I could figure out which one of those places would be best. Say, don't forget, module 2, we just dropped that into your
Sure.
thing.
Absolutely. Yep. You can make posts in the forum.
Okay. Do you think that'd be the best place to do? I just want the kids either in a community or a forum, like not 2 places. Would the forum be the best for what I want to do?
What are you referring to when you say community that's different than the forum?
Oh, well, they're in 2 different places on the site.
You're talking about comments under a training? I'm not sure what you mean when you say community.
Well, first,
as opposed
okay,
to
well,
forum.
first, Murray made the community. Then he came out.
By that, do you
with
mean
the-
comments? I'm not sure what you're referring to by community.
Oh, well, he used to call it community, I thought. And then he said he came out with a forum. So maybe I'm just getting those terms. So there's just a comment section and now there's a forum section.
There's both. Yeah, you can do comments anywhere in your course. And then we also have the community forum.
Community forum. Okay. Maybe he kept, this has been coming out for a while. He's been rolling this out. So we kept getting stuff. Okay. So my community forum then is probably where I want to do everything. If the kids make a comment, they end up in the comment. I just didn't want to give them too many places to be, so they're going to have limited time to do this anyway. And I don't want them getting stuck on things and trying to read other people's stuff and,
Sure. Yeah.
I want them to focus on their training, but I still want to give them a little bit of community so they feel like they're in a community.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the forum could be a space to do that. Comments under trainings. It really just depends what they're going to be talking about. I mean, in the forum, you can Yeah, you could do this in comments too. The thing with the comments is you can set them up anywhere. You can put a comments block on the home page if you want, where people can introduce themselves and say hello.
Okay.
What are they going to be talking about? What is it that you want them to talk about?
Well, they're going to be, I mean, I guess, like you said, an introduction. And then, you know, we have assignments every week, and then they're going to have like, you know, a big question a week, which I'll record. So I guess I'll just look and see what I really want, how much engagement I want them to have, and what kind of, you know, things in the comments might, you know, they're going to be checking stuff off anyway. So I'm going to know that, you know, the work that they're doing. Guess I'll try to find out. You know, I'm dealing with kids, so it's kind of one of those things you don't want too much going. You don't want it to be like a Facebook group, you know, of stuff going out there. And I'm going to have to monitor it. So in case, you know, my beta group, I know all the kids, but once this goes bigger, I'm not going to know them. So we don't want any mean girls ending up in there type of thing,
For sure.
you know. And I don't want to have to be on top of everything. So, you know, just dealing with kids, you got to, you know, keep them safe, you know.
Yeah.
From harassing, you know, types of things. So that's why I didn't know how much to open up to them and what not to open up. So I'll go in there and look around some more.
Cool.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Is this one going to repeat again next week at this time? Do you know?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's what I thought. Okay, 2 weeks. Okay, good. Like I said, the
Cool.
EPM coaching just finished, so I jumped on. So appreciate you're still here.
Awesome. Thanks, Sue. Yeah.
Okay.
All
All right.
right. Well, best of luck with getting all this together. And, you know, I'm on the desk if you run into questions and need help.
Well, I'm starting to put my stuff in, and like I said, just anytime I'm on here, if you've had other people that have had courses for kids, you know, let me know if stuff that came up that, you know, that seem to be working well for other people too. You know, if you ever have any
Yeah,
words of wisdom for me, let me know.
absolutely. Yeah. And feel free to pop into our Facebook group if you haven't already and ask similar, because I know we
Yeah,
got
it was. Yeah, when I was in there, I mean, it's other people that were like me on the journey, but nobody that's actually done it yet. So yeah, probably I need to reach out to some of those people actually have published their courses and are running them. Yeah,
Cool.
I can.
Yeah. I was just thinking if I could think of anybody off the top of my head, but I'm not at the moment, but yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get you covered.
I'll look around it a little bit more, and then I'll go in there and ask my questions.
Awesome.
Okay, thanks.
Well, sounds good. All right. Thanks, Sue.
Okay, bye.
See you soon. Bye.